Hi, my name is Markeisha Presley, and this is my Skills PDE. And for my Skills PDE, I decided to focus on Google Classroom and the Google Calendar tool within Google Classroom. So for this, first of all, going into this PDE, I did not have any experience with Google Classroom. I have never used it before, and I really didn't know a lot about it. I've always heard of it because I am a frequent Google user, so I am familiar with the term, and I knew that it was something that was used for educational purposes, but I had no experience with working with it because my teachers never used it, and I have never needed to use it because I haven't even started my teaching career yet, as I'm still in the process of receiving my master's degree. So I thought that this would be a great opportunity to really go for it and learn this new skill, learn about it, and ultimately come to an educational decision about whether or not this is something that I would want to use in my own classroom. So we're going to jump right into this. So for Google Classroom, like I said, I use the Google Calendar tool, and I wanted to make this as meaningful and applicable to me as possible. So right now, I'm a reading tutor in the Reading Center, and I wanted to really make this something that I could even use right now with my own students. And so I started out by using a pseudonym, Andrew. I do not have a student named Andrew, and I made it a pseudonym for confidentiality purposes only. And as I went into that, we're going to jump right into the Google Classroom screen. Coming right here. Alright, so this is the Google Classroom homepage for my pseudo student Andrew. And so first I want to explain that I made this and customized this to fit Andrew's interests. I know his favorite color is green, so there's green here throughout our homepage, and he plays soccer and he loves soccer. So our theme is a soccer photo. So this just makes it a little bit more appealing, a little bit more interesting for Andrew, as this might be something that he just sees on a weekly basis, and something to get him a little bit more excited about what he's doing, more interested, to make it not as dull or anything like that. So after that, we're going to get into this page as a whole, and I created this not only for Andrew, but also for family and caretakers, because that is also very important when extending the learning at home. Is the family involved, and how can they continue to be involved? So this first post says, titled Helpful Tips for Reading to Children, and this is actually catered to the parents / caretakers. I include a YouTube video that I watched and that I love, and it just really tells you how to be as animated as possible and as intriguing for the children to have a wonderful experience with the read-alouds that you do at home. And ultimately, this goes back to making reading more fun and exciting for the students. That is the goal. So this is a resource for family members. And I would love to, my goal would be to continue to post resources for families throughout the page to make it applicable for both the child and the family members. Okay, moving right along. This next post is called Celebration of Learning. Is Monday, December 11th. So our Celebration of Learning is basically our last tutoring event in which we showcase some of the skills we've learned throughout our sessions, and the parents are invited to sit in and they get to see what their student has been working on, and it's just a great time to wrap up this semester as we go into the new year. So I explained that here, and then I post at the end, it says check the calendar for more specific details on this event. So that is encouraging the family members to go and utilize our calendar to see the events laid out and what times and what locations, and all of that information is just very organized and very forward for them to see, making it easier for them to manage what's going on and how to keep track of everything. So that's one thing. Okay, here's another post advertising for our Reading Mystery Family Night. So this is a family event that I want to use and pretty much upkeep throughout my educational journey. Just fun and exciting events that welcome families and provide them with resources and really engage them as well as a child on making reading fun, engaging, and interactive for these children. And so that is what this event is for, and it would be a very fun event. Um, and so the families can find out more information about that from our calendar, which I let them know here. Again, check the calendar for more details about this upcoming family event. So I'm just really encouraging them to utilize the calendar because everything is neatly and organized, and just really nicely laid out for them on there. So now we're getting into the more interactive extension activities for the students. And so this is how I would extend that, what we're doing in the center, to what they can do at home. And the families could help them with this. So it says, this is a question actually that I posted. It says, do you hear the GH letter sound and the word light? And so the students would answer this question, and the parents would then post their responses. They can add comments, yes or no, or they'd say no, hopefully it's silent, because that's something that we've been working on in the reading center. So that would be an extension. It's very easy, very quick, and that could spark another discussion. And if the student is not getting it, the family could then utilize this YouTube video that I found and watched. And it's just a fun, light video that reinforces the IGHT word families and helps reinforce that meaning for those phonic letter sounds for the students. Something that the parents could have them watch at home and watch with them at home, and then maybe do a quick quiz to them about, are these sounds silent or do I hear it? And really extend that learning at home if it's something that they need. So this would be an idea that I would keep doing throughout our sessions. And I would post these questions each week. The parents would answer them each week, and I would have a follow-up activity, which would be either a YouTube or a game or a book that they could read or something that would just extend the learning at home for those enrichment activities and, like I said, extend the learning. That is the goal of this entire professional development, is that Google Classroom is an awesome way to extend the learning at home. In a normal classroom, it's very difficult to upkeep daily communication with 25 family members. Because if you have a classroom full of 25 students, that's 25 families. And so that can be hard. And I think that Google Classroom makes it easy for you to do online. And I think it's a great way to communicate with families and to have the families involved in the students' learning. And like I said, these activities would be light and easy to do, nothing too time consuming. I don't want to send any huge book reports home or anything like that, because I don't want it to make it unrealistic for the families to be able to do at home with their busy working schedules as well. So it would be something light, something easy, but something meaningful to extend what we're doing in the classroom to what the parents can help the students do at home. All right, and here, I like this because it has topics, and these are the topics that I've included thus far: phonics, reading, and tutoring. So they could click on a topic and then see what's going on in that topic. So I do like that. I feel like that makes this website even more user-friendly for the family members and caretakers. Okay, so now we're going to go into the Google Calendar tool. So I'm going to come up here to the very top. It says About. I'm just going to click on this About right here. All right, so now I'm in the About section. It has Andrew's name. Over here, we've got 3 options: Class Drive folder, Classroom Calendar, and Google Calendar. And then here, it just showcases that my name is Markeisha Presley, and I am the teacher. And it has my contact information, which is my Gmail address. So here, I would want the students and family members to click on Google Calendar. So I'm going to click on that. It's going to open up a new tab. I'm going to go to, right here. I got my Google Calendar for Andrew. And I would customize these to each of my tutoring students, because I only have about 6 students. So that's not too many students, and it'd be very easy for me to customize these calendars for them. So from 4 to 5 on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I tutor Andrew. So that's on the calendar for each week. It repeats. This coming Wednesday, I would be showcasing my event, the Reading Mystery Family Night. And the families could click on this, and there would be a brief description. It would tell you the time, which is 5:30 to 7. It would be an hour and a half program. It tells you the location and everything. So, like I said, I love how Google Calendar organizes this information neatly and gives you the time frames, the location information, the details, all of those things. It's just very organized here. So I love that about this tool. So now I'm going to go into the next week, December 3rd through the 9th. And again, I've got my tutoring on Tuesday and Thursday with Andrew. That is every week, and it doesn't change. So that can remind the parents, in case they get caught up in their busy schedules, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 4 to 5. Okay? Now moving on again to the following week, which is December 10th through the 16th. This is our last week in the Reading Center, and it is our celebration of learning. And so for this, we as a whole do a huge event called Celebration of Learning, and it showcases what we've worked on with the students and some of the skills that they have learned throughout our sessions. And the parents are invited to sit in and see some of the awesome projects we've done and anything like that. So parents can click on this, get more details. They can see the time frame is from 3:30 to 6:30. We've got a pretty big size chunk here blocked off. And this would be our last tutoring event of the year. And of course, many of our students do return for the spring semester, but in the case where some of them would not, this would be our last session. So it would be great for parents to come and sit in on, and they can get all of that information just from this calendar tool. So from this experience, I would absolutely use Google Classroom in the future, especially as a reading specialist. If I were to become a general education teacher, I think I would still use Google Classroom and make it more applicable and more general for all of my students. Obviously, as a reading specialist, I can conveniently customize it per student, but in a general classroom where I may have 25 plus students, that wouldn't exactly be ideal. So I have to make it more general, something for all of the students and all of the family members. But I would 100% use this in the future. I loved learning about this tool. I am surprised that I have not used this in the past because it's really phenomenal, and I think that it just nicely lays out the things we're working on and our events and those sorts of things. So I enjoyed learning about this from this PD, and thank you for watching this video, and thank you for your time. Bye.